Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today is October 27th and I am prepping for my 3-day shakedown hike starting next Sunday. So I'm going to show y'all in this vlog the things that that I'm going to be doing to get ready for that shakedown hike. Today I've been spraying the permethrin all over my tent, getting it ready, because I know the trail that I'm going out on next weekend is full of chiggers and ticks and mosquitoes and all of that, and the permethrin will keep that off of it. So let me turn you around and give you an idea of what I've been doing today. I have my tent set up and I've been spraying the permethrin all around it, inside and out. You can probably see some of the permethrin still down in there. It's almost dry now. I also turned it over before I staked it down and did the underside of it. I know the last hike that I did, the overnight hike, I had a problem with spiders crawling on the tent. So I'm hoping maybe I can get rid of the spiders along with the mosquitoes and the chiggers and the ticks and everything. Over here, I've got my sit pad hung up because I don't want to get chiggers on it. And you can hear the neighbor's dog barking. And that is the ground sheet for my tent. And then over here I have the rain fly, and it's kind of hard to set up to where it's just straight. The shape of it is a little difficult, but I got it all sprayed down. I still need to flip it over and spray the other side. But that's what I'm doing, laying everything out and getting it sprayed. I've got all my clothes washed in the washer right now, and then I'll bring them out and get them sprayed down also. And here in a little while I'm going to head to the grocery store and get all the food together that I'm going to be taking. And here comes Blaze.
You making a video?
I am. You want to say hi?
Yeah. I saw you in my windows.
Oh.
Over there. Hi, guys. She said you're doing like that. What's that thing called? A Prometheus?
Permethrin.
Yeah, what is that?
What is? Tell everybody what your Halloween costume is.
Blue Masagi. It's the name on its butt.
Are you the blue man?
Yes, the blue man from the blue song called The Blue Man's. The Blue Man's.
And I'm going to insert a picture right here of him in his Halloween costume, standing against a tree, and he looks like a blue blaze.
Did you already send that?
Nope, not yet, but I will.
Okay, can I see?
All right, say bye.
Bye. Oh.
Alright guys, I put the rain fly on in order to spray the permethrin on the outside of it, because I wanted to make sure I got a really good coverage. If you're doing your tent, don't forget the little air vent area, because I almost did. And I made sure I got real good in that seam right there on the doors also. So, got the tent done. And I got my clothes hanging up drying. So now it's time to go to the grocery store and supply the food. Alright, let's talk about choices on grocery stores. The area that I live in, we have Walmart and we have a Super One Foods, And I know from watching videos of the trail that most of the trail towns have a Dollar General. And I want this shakedown hike to be as close as possible to what I'm going to experience out there on the AT. So I decided that since Dollar General is only a mile from my house and I'd have to drive a little ways to get to the other grocery stores, I might as well go ahead and see what they have here at Dollar General and do my resupply food from here. Normally, I would be eating keto, and my last section hike, I did stay low carb and keto, but this time I want it to be as close as possible to the AT, so I'm not going to go keto this time. I think it would be pretty hard to try to stay keto on the trail. And I know it's possible, and I will stay as close as possible to keto, but it would be really difficult to stay with it all the time. So let's run in here and see what they got at Dollar General. Hey guys, I know this looks like a lot of food for a 3-day hike, but let me tell you about the Wild Azalea trail that I'm going to hike. It's a 25-mile trail near Alexandria, Louisiana, in the Katachi National Forest. I'm sure I did not pronounce that right. It's a 25-mile trail, and I should be able to do it in 3 days. 8 miles a day for 3 days, but since I don't know where the campsites are, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do 6 miles and find a campsite. So I'm taking food enough for 4 days. Just in case I'm out there for 3 nights, 4 days. So I'm going to show you how I break all of this down and probably fast forward through a lot of it so that you don't have to sit here and watch it the entire time. And then at the end, I'll show you my 4 individual days of food. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the peanut butter because I want to tell you about this. The reason I got this large one is for a pea jar at night, so I don't have to get out of my tent and go to the restroom in the middle of the night. A lot of women and even some of the men carry a large jar for that purpose. So I'm going to break this peanut butter down. A lot of it I'm going to leave here at home, and some of it I'm going to put in a Ziploc bag and show you how I make that work. And that way I also don't have to carry the weight of the jars for the peanut butter and jelly. And I like taking peanut butter and jelly, well, for one, because peanut butter is just good for you on the trail, and lots of protein, good fat, all of that stuff. And also because I like them on tortillas. Now, I did not buy any tortillas on this shopping trip because I like the low-carb tortillas. Not the full-fat tortillas. So I'll have to get those tomorrow and add those in. Alright, so let's get started on the peanut butter. And I'm doing all of this on my bed. For those of you who don't know, about a little over a year ago, I had this huge need to downsize. And I mean, it was just a dire need to downsize and get out of debt. But I had no idea why. I felt like God was telling me to do this until he told me to go hike the trail. And then I knew why. So I don't have a lot of room in here. I ended up going and buying a used RV and renovating it, and I took the kitchen table out of it. So now I have a couch and a little table that I use in front of the couch, and that works for me. So the only area that I have big enough to do stuff like this is here on the bed. I'll just make sure I stay really clean. Or I can go watch the sheets next door at my daughter's house. Alright. Take a Ziploc bag. Scoop your peanut butter into it. Whatever amount you plan on taking. And I love peanut butter, so I'm going to get quite a bit of this peanut butter out of this jar. Scoop it into this bag. Alright. Put the rest of the peanut butter up there. What I'm going to do with it, I'm going to end up scooping all of it out and putting it in these little containers that seal down real good. And that way I have peanut butter for next hiking trip. Okay, so now you got your peanut butter all in your bag. Squish it all the way to the bottom, get the air out. Now, on my little Swiss Army knife that I keep in my cook kit, it has a little pair of scissors on it. So once I get out to the trail, what I do is take my little pair of scissors and just clip the very corner off of that bag. And then you roll it up. And I have a couple of these little clips, the teeny tiny ones, and I use those to clip it off. And then when I want peanut butter on a tortilla, I can undo that and then just squeeze it out. And that way I don't have a whole lot of extra weight to have to carry with jars. So I'm going to do the same thing with the jelly or the strawberry preserves. Peanut butter and jelly are my drinks. All of my drink packages, my coffee, and Splenda. So, instead of having to carry all of these boxes, and it takes up a lot of room, I break them down and pour them all together. Now I'm taking 20 packages of Splenda for my coffee. So that's a Ziploc bag with all of my drink mixes, coffee mix, and Splenda for my coffee. So if you've seen my coffee video, you also know that I like having cream in my coffee. And so I got a small jar of Coffee Mate. I also like to put a little bit of this in my oatmeal because I like cream in my oatmeal. So it'll be used for that also, not just for coffee. So I'm taking the whole jar, but putting it in a Ziploc bag to save on the weight. So I have my drink mixes and my coffee and the creamer and the Splenda. Okay, next, I know ramen noodle is really popular on the trail, and I was gonna get ramen, and then I saw these. And I thought, why can't you break these down and put them in a Ziploc bag? And that way you've got some vegetables with your ramen also. So we're going to break those down. Alright, got them all broke down in a bowl. And these bags that I'm using are the quart size freezer bags that you can put boiling water in. And that's how I'm going to do my ramen noodles. I also got these almond biscuits for snacks, oatmeal bars for snacks, peanut butter crackers for snacks, and some Cheez-Its. And I'll show you at the end of the video how I broke all of this down. Okay, now for breakfast. I have the apple cinnamon oatmeal, and I'm going to have 2 of those for breakfast in the mornings. So I put 2 of them in a Ziploc bag, and then I got some extra dried fruit to add to it. This is the peaches, apples, and cinnamon. Sounds pretty good. So I'm going to add some extra fruit in here. Like that. And then I'm going to add two packages of Splenda, because I like my oatmeal a little bit sweeter. And then when I get on trail, or I may do it here in a minute, I'm going to add some of the coffee creamer into these bags also. That way it'll already be ready. All I have to do is pour my water in. And that'll be my breakfast in the morning. Alright, I got all the food laid out for 4 days, so let's go down through it and I'll tell you what I have. Okay, over here on the far left, I don't have a breakfast that day because I'll be going out on the trail early that morning and probably stop at McDonald's and get a big breakfast or something on the way out there. So then next I have a mid-morning snack, and then I'll probably have one of those for lunch, and I still have to get the string cheese and tortillas to go with those because I forgot to get string cheese. And then the tortillas, of course, will be the low-carb tortillas. And then next is just some snacks. Probably have one mid-morning, might have one with lunch, and then maybe like a bedtime snack. And then next is a supper, ramen noodles and tuna. And then the next morning, I have strawberry, banana, apple, oatmeal, and another mid-morning snack. And then I'll probably have a peanut butter and jelly tortilla. And I've got some Cheez-Its to kind of go along with it because I didn't want to get any kind of chips to go there. And then I've got more snacks. And then I've got Knorr pasta sides with some tuna. The next morning I have just apple cinnamon oatmeal, no extra fruit in it, and mid-morning snack. And I'll probably do peanut butter and jelly again, and with some Cheez-It crackers, and another snacks, and some mashed potatoes with Spam for supper that night. And then the next morning I have oatmeal with apple, cinnamon, and peaches, and mid-morning snack again, and another wrap, more snacks for that day. And then I have the ramen noodles and some white chicken. And then over here I have my drink mixes and coffee, coffee creamer. That was just an extra snack that I had. And I've got some mashed potatoes just in case I want to make a ramen bomb rather than just having the noodles and the meat. So that's all of my food for 4 days. I'm gonna bag it up into each day and weigh it, see how much each bag weighs, and I'll let you know. Here's my 4 days worth of food and the weight of each one. That first day is 25.7 ounces. Second day has the peanut butter and jelly in it, and it's 48 ounces. Third day is 25.8 ounces. Fourth day is 25 ounces. coffee creamer and drinks is 8.1 ounces. And the instant mashed potatoes is 4 ounces. And there's also my bear bag. The Z-Packs bear hanging kit bag. I'm going to get all of these. See if they ought to fit fine in that bag. Altogether it weighs 8.5 pounds. And by the time I add the tortillas and the string cheese, I'm sure it'll be up to 9 pounds, which is just a little over 2 pounds a day. And this is probably overkill for the amount of time that I'm going to be out there. From what I've watched in videos, they say the first couple of times you have to resupply. You figure out what you need and take just what you need for a certain amount of days. So I know from experience of hiking, the little bit of experience I have from hiking so far, I usually don't want to eat a whole lot while I'm on the trail, so I'm sure this is probably overkill. But I would rather have too much than to be out there and be hungry. So let me get this in the bear bag and I'll be right back. Alright, there you have it. That's my resupply, 4-day resupply, and it's heavy. Don't know how that's going to fit in my backpack or how I'm going to carry it on my back, but that's what a shakedown hike is for. Alright, see you later.